guys, Corey with North Alabama Bigfoot Society here. Listen, spring is here. Well, for those of us who live in North Alabama, spring is here. If you're still getting pounded with snow and cold weather, I'm sorry, I'm not rubbing it in. I'm just saying that the weather here has turned absolutely beautiful. Hey, the reason why I'm out here today is I'm fixing to start a 5, 6, 7 part, I don't know how many parts are going to have to it, but I'm going to start a series on tips and techniques that we use in the field when we do our investigations. Now, if you've ever been curious, or if you have questions, or if you're just getting started, I hope that this information helps you in your investigations. Now, with that being said, look guys, this is not set in stone. I'm just passing along the information that we use. What works for us here in the South may not work for you in the North. But I'm trying to give you, just a little bit of information. I'm trying to give you a baseline of where you can go if you're just getting started, and hey, who knows? Maybe what you've been using in the North, if you take some of our South techniques and use them, may help you. Who knows? But what we're going to do is we're going to cover tree knocks, we're going to cover gifting, we're going to cover tracks and signs, we're going to cover tree bends, tree breaks, we're going to equipment that you use in the field, we're going to cover hoops, whistles, and calls. We're going to cover everything that I can possibly think to cover. I'm going to try to cover in the upcoming videos. Today we're going to talk about tree knocks. But before I get into the tree knocks, let me say this, okay? In the comment section, after you watch this video, go in and leave me a comment. Whatever the comment may be, I respect everybody's opinion. I mean, if you think that this information is great and it's helping you, or you can't wait to hear more information, please post that comment. If you think that, this is no good, I'm an idiot, or whatever the case may be, hey, leave those comments too. Because like I said, I respect everybody's opinion, and everybody has an opinion. And also, with that being said, if you don't want to leave your comment in the YouTube section, go to nabsencounters@gmail.com. That's N.A.B.S. encounters at gmail.com, and leave me an email, okay? Listen, I get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of emails per week. I answer every one of those. I mean, you send me an email, I will answer that email. I will get back to you. And you can also go to NorthAlabamaBigfootSociety.com, and you can leave us some information there. I mean, if you have an encounter, or if you have questions, whatever you want to talk about. I mean, anything Bigfoot related, you can put that information, or you can ask those questions any of those places. Okay, now let's get into tree knocks. Okay, tree knocks is a form of communication that Bigfoot used. I mean, most of your Bigfoot investigators have either heard tree knocks, they've heard tree knocks if they're investigating Bigfoot. You guys may be wondering, why tree knocks? I mean, what is the significance to it? Well, it's a form of communication. In my personal opinion, what I have studied, I think that what you have is you have the Bigfoot group, you have the alpha male and the females and a lot of the younglings in a group. And some of the juvenile and the older Bigfoot, they're outside the group as sentries or as post, looking post, observation post. They're out there as lookouts. Okay, and when something unexpected or something that's not right comes into that area, that's a form of a warning system. Now, that's just me. I think also that they use it in conjunction with that as another way of communicating. They may use it, in hunting or whatever the case may be. But I think in what I've experienced, and I'm going to go over that in just a minute, I think they use that as an early sign, as an early warning system, if you will. And the reason why I say that is this. I think it's very important when you get into the new Bigfoot area, or into an area where you are investigating. I think within the first 10 to 15 minutes of you getting there is very important. Most people, and I did this when we first started, as soon as we showed up in the area, we got out, man, we were excited. We started getting equipment out. We started getting everything set up. We didn't take the time to listen. And just by chance and happenstance, one time we showed up, and when we got out, we were just kind of just listening. And within the first 10 minutes of us getting into that area, we heard our first tree knocks. So a light bulb went off for me, saying, you know what? They saw us come here. They knew we were here. They were warning Hence, that's the reason why, what I think. So now, whenever we go to the field, when we go into a new area or into an existing area that we've been before, as soon as we get there, the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes that we're there, all we do is listen. We just listen. Okay? Now, different varieties of tree knocks that you're going to hear. I have heard just one single knock. I have heard knocks that have an answer. I have heard knocks that come in rapid succession. I've heard several different kinds of tree knocks. Now, you as an investigator, you can initiate the tree knocks by taking, basically a piece of wood and knocking on a tree. Okay? What I do, or what we do, is whenever we go to the field, of course, we always carry, it's always nice to have a fire, as an additional light, and represent that you're there just camping. So whenever we go and we get firewood, what I'll usually do is I'll take and cut, a piece of wood 3 to 4 feet long and about a 2 to 4 inch diameter. About the size of a baseball bat, but I just use, some firewood. Knocking whatever tree that you different trees are going to give different sounds, okay? And I like to use different types of trees. As you can see me back here, Alabama is just riddled with pine trees. I don't usually knock on pine trees. I don't like the sound. It doesn't vibrate and it doesn't resonate as well as a hardwood, as an oak or that type of tree. But let's just go over a plan, okay? Because I'm giving you a lot of information. Let's say that you show up to a new area, okay? Well, when you get there, of course, excuse me, we're listening. We're listening to see if there's any warning system that's being put in place, if they're close or if we're too close to where they're at, okay? After that initial, and you get everything, what we do is we will find a nice tree and we'll get a series of 3 knocks, just knock, knock, knock. And then we'll give about maybe 45 seconds, knock, 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 and that's it. We do 2 series. That's all we do. Sometimes if it's getting later on in the night, we may go to a 3 or 4 series. Just being from the South, and doing the different types of hunting that I've done over the years, I was always told that you can overcall. Whether it's turkey, deer, whatever you're hunting, if you're using a call, sometimes you can overcall. You don't want to overcall. Just let them know that you're there. That is the main purpose of your tree knock, is you are trying to elicit a response. Now, in some of these shows that you see on TV, it's almost as if whenever they do a tree knock, they get an instant response. I think a lot of that has to do with TV editing. They can't sit there for 15, 20 minutes waiting on a response, because very, very seldom have I had a response back within a minute. Okay, I'm not saying that it won't happen. I'm just saying I've not had that. And I attribute that to this. I just don't think that Bigfoot is walking around in the woods with a stick in his hand ready to hit a tree. I could be wrong. I'm just saying that every time, just about every case, whenever I have made a tree knock, or we have made a tree knock rather, it has taken 5 to 10, 15 minutes before we got that response back, okay? So that is, really, in a nutshell, that's tree knocking. Okay, like I said, you're going to hear, you have got to, when you're doing this investigation, you've got to slow down. When you're looking for, when you're listening for these tree knocks, they're not going to come when you want them to. They're not, as soon as you take and you make your initial, your calls or your knocks out into the woods, they're not just going to be, you're not going to automatically get a response back. Sometimes it's happened, but most cases it's not going to happen. So when you make those knocks, be listening. You have actually sent out the hello, wait for the response back. And if you're doing other things and you're carrying on, you're going to miss it. Because I'm telling you, like I said, think about this. If you're getting a tree knock from a half a mile away, it may be something very faint, and if you were talking or you were doing something, you're going to miss that. Okay, that's it in a nutshell on tree knocking. I'm telling you right now, guys, this is a valuable piece of information. It is a valuable tool that we use. It helps us tremendously. Tree knocking is one of the main things as far as evidence goes that we have. I mean, we don't go out and find a lot of tracks. We do find tree breaks and we do find tree bends, but just about every time that we've been into an area that was a hot spot, we got tree knocks. So this is the reason why I decided to cover this topic first, is because I believe that it is so important. Now, before I end this video, like I said, let me tell you this, okay? Guys, it's going to come in all shape, forms, and fashions, okay? I have heard tree knocks that were like that. Now, could be a woodpecker, could be some sort of animal, so on and so forth. I've heard them that fast. But like I said, in most cases, what I hear is I mean, you're going to hear a single, a double, a triple, okay? Listen for the response in a different area, okay? Try to make sure that you know from which area that tree knock is coming from. I think if you take this information and you apply it to your next investigation, if you're not already doing this, I think that if you take this information and apply it, you're going to be really surprised at what you find. Now, that's pretty much it on tree knocking. If you have any questions or comments about what I went over as far as tree knocking goes, I know it's a real crash course. I didn't want to get into a 30-40 minute long video and bore you to death with me standing here talking. Just wanted to kind of give you a real quick crash course in tree knocking. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Go to N.A.B.S. encounters at gmail.com. Send me an email. Go to North Alabama Bigfoot Society. Leave me, any kind of information that you have. And also, with North Alabama Bigfoot Society, we stand by what we say. Okay, listen. If you have an encounter, if you think that you have, Bigfoot on your property, you want us to come investigate, or if you want to go with us to investigate, just send me an email. I mean, everything that we do is strictly confidential. We are a no kill, no harm, no harass in any form, shape, any kind of way to Bigfoot, this elusive creature. I mean, creature, animal, friend, person, whatever you want to call it. We are we are not set up. We're not trying to find a body. We're not trying to kill a Bigfoot. We're not trying to do any of that thing. What we like to do is we like to go out and try to prove existence, find the evidence. I mean, that's what we're about. So if you have any of that information, send it to me. If you've ever had an encounter, send it to me. Because, I mean, with this, it's going to continue to go. I mean, we're going to start archiving a lot of this information, I mean, and get building the website bigger and bigger and bigger so that people can go in and, look at our information. Like I said, we are confidential. If you don't want it posted, if you don't want it made public, I mean, under no circumstance will we put any kind of private information. I'm just talking about the actual encounter itself. We'll keep that strictly confidential. But listen, most important, okay, most important, everything that I covered, I'm going to let you, the viewers, pick what topic that you want to talk about, that you want me to talk about next. Okay, like I said, I mean, it can be anything. If you want me to talk about equipment that you need to take to the field, I mean, necessary equipment. If you want me to talk about tracks, if you want me to talk about tree bends and tree breaks, if you want me to talk about whoops, calls, and whistles, if you want me to talk about gifting, whatever you want me to talk about. If you leave me comments, whatever comments I get the most on, that's what the next video will be on. Listen, guys, keep squatching, get that information sent in to me, and stay safe in the woods, okay? This is Corey with North Alabama Bigfoot Society. I'll see you in a little while.